in the corner. Knockdown. Hold that follow through. Oh, what a perfect form.
The look back.
Look back.
Take that, Wancho.
What a photo.
It wasn't, there's the shot, right? The follow through on the shot like this, but then he had perfect form on the
Release of the
where you bring it back like oh man.
I think he also had perfect form getting onto the bus, taking a shower.
He's just a perfect foreman.
Dude, Vlatko possesses the perfect form.
He has the aesthetic idea.
Vlatko Form Corner.
Vlatko form
Yeah,
corner.
this should be rebranded.
What's up, everybody, and welcome in to the Vlatko Cancar Lounge.
Let's
Here's
go.
The Vlatko
You know it.
Cancar season preview. Fourth one that we've done today.
Probably.
Let's take a look at Vlatko Cancar over the Olympics. We're going Olympic stats not last year's stats.
Look at that.
And what really pops out to you here, Eric?
The minutes played, 28 minutes a game.
Yeah.
And with the efficiency while playing those 28 minutes is disgusting. I mean, as Miroslav will point out to you later on, because I'm just replaying the timing of how this is going to work. He shot 50, 40, 90. He's higher than all of those. It's unbelievable.
It's going to be great later in the show when he asks us that
Well,
we
I
all
mean, we're
guessed
looking at
wrong or whatever. Yeah, no, totally. I mean, Vlatko's shooting and efficiency really stood out as I was watching him because he's a guy that stays in his lane so well. We talk about this all the time, part of being an efficient scorer is taking only the shots you're supposed to. I'm not sure there's 10 guys in the NBA who epitomize that more than Vlatko. He's never outside the lines.
And here's the thing. He didn't only do that in the Olympics. So I'm going to cheat a little bit in this segment and say what stands out to me is I remember about some of the shots he took, which were shots he never takes in a Nuggets uniform.
Right.
Bail him out late in the shot clock. Someone put the ball on the floor. Make something happen. We always talk about Vlatko. No one knows their lane better. But it was a wider lane with Team Slovenia.
Yeah. ISO Vlatko made an
ISO
appearance
Vlatko.
2 or 3 times in the Olympics. It was pretty cool.
Well, with the 3-point shot, maybe it helps that he knows he, can explore his game a little more, to steal a phrase from Summer League. Like maybe he knows he has a longer leash in the Olympics. So he's thinking in his head, if I'm open, I'm shooting it.
I'm so here for ISO Cancar.
How many ISOs do you think he's getting this year? Total.
All of them every time he touches the ball. I don't know.
But his 3-point shot in the Olympics, it looked
great,
cleaner. It looked fluid. Looked like he had way more confidence in his three than he's ever had when we've seen him in Denver. So that was fun to watch.
Yeah, I root for Vlatko obviously, and I do agree with you that he was very comfortable at the Olympics. Of course, the competition level is a little bit lower. He's a higher priority on the team, but even all the same, he wasn't taking that many crazy shots. But when he did get the ball, it's just like, I know what to do here. I'll drive. I'll do this or that. I like it. Let's go to the big question surrounding him. It's kind of a theme with a lot of these end-of-bench guys, but this one for him I think is especially true. This is his 3rd season now with the Nuggets, and the question is, can he add value beyond being just a backup? Like right now, he's a glass in case of emergency. Like, okay, a couple guys are down. Boom, Vlatko, the 7. Plug him in. It's good. He can be there. But even after the 7, after the opportunities he's got, once everybody's back to the end. Is this the year, Eric, I'll start with you. Is this the year that he's more than that? He's more of a utility player where it's like, hey, we need Vlatko right now for what he has.
Well, yes, because I think there's a lot of questions at that specific spot for the Nuggets. Like Paul Millsap going out, sort of like opens. We were wondering, is Zeke Naji going to step up and start playing some of these minutes? Vlatko seems like he's right in contention. Like those two, in my mind, are really neck and neck. And so, I mean, I think there's real opportunity. He's been around the team long enough too. The coaches know and are comfortable with him. You're not throwing somebody out there that you're not knowing what you're going to be getting out of them. So, I feel like he's been patient and he's been, a great ally to Nikola Jokic and helped to make him comfortable just from like a human level, which is very valuable. And I feel like the coaches are like us and they are rooting for him. Like I really do see a world in where they want to put Vlatko on the court, and his performance in the Olympics was great. I mean, he looked really good. He didn't look like just a guy. He looked like a viable international player of note. So, I mean, I don't see a reason why not.
Yeah. The thing with Vlatko is like first off, I don't think this is the year where he's suddenly, going to be an everyday guy or whatever. Agree. A backup. I think he's going to be best used how he has been in the past as a guy that you can plug it in the 7, a game like that, or a spot start here and there. But the thing with Vlatko is you're so comfortable when he's on the floor. And you can't say that a lot for most teams when they throw out their 15th
That's
guy.
a great point.
You're always like, oh, man, like I'm a little nervous with
Yeah.
just take whatever end of bench 15th
up or down guy
there.
coming out here. Yeah, Jared Vanderbilt or something like that. Yeah.
Sure, like what's he going to do? Is he going to like have some stupid turnover or whatnot? You know Vlatko's going to hold his own. You know he's going to fit into the system. You know he's going to play smart. And so there's a lot of value in having a guy like that on the end of your bench.
I often wonder about an alternative version of this question, and I wonder if it's the question that our European audience or bigger fans of European basketball ask themselves when we talk about Vlatko. Are the Americans underselling him a little bit? Are we putting a ceiling on him that doesn't necessarily have to be there? Just because he's so comfortable in his lane doesn't mean it can't grow. I mean, I think Vlatko can be more than what he's been, but I'm with Wind that's a different thing than saying I think this is the year. But I could see Malone's not liking the way guys are playing, the energy, maybe not a super coachable group on the floor in a third quarter. I think he's going to feel comfortable going to Vlatko in those scenarios.
Mm-hmm. And now we go live to Serbia for Serbian Corner. It is Vlatko. It's not necessarily Serbian, but it's close enough.
Close enough. Well, Miroslav.
There's the man, the myth, the legend, Miroslav. Where is he at? There he is down in the corner. Miroslav, what's going on, buddy?
Hi-yo.
Not the greeting I was expecting.
Not the greeting I was expecting at all.
No one says that here, just so you know.
My first question, Miroslav, is this wrong that we're having you on for Serbian Corner for Vlatko? Is it a little weird or?
Not at all, because for anybody that's not certain about Vlatko's fluent in Serbian, he gave a really good small interview for the RTS, the Serbian National TV, a week ago. This is a TV station that is also known for great interviews with such stars as Adam Mares or, me. So he spoke about his experience in Tokyo. And his Serbian was just perfect.
Wow.
Absolutely perfect. So he completely agrees with the title of Serbian Corner.
Now we know why Vlatko is definitely still on the Nuggets. And Serbian is just flawless.
I think that's a mailbag question.
I think, let's not ruin our question here. That is interesting. How different is it, Serbian and Slovenian?
Oh, it's quite different. I actually can understand like 30% of Slovenian.
Wow.
I can speak 0% of Slovenian.
Okay.
Slovenian is the most different out of all former Yugoslav languages.
Interesting.
So the fact that Vlatko is so fluent in Serbian, of course he has Nikola, he has Ogi there, so it's probably easier for him. But he also played in Belgrade for 1 or 2 seasons in Mega, so it's not a huge surprise. Really.
I might have asked you this a while back, and I've been like repeating this. I don't remember who told me, but I've been repeating it. I just want to make sure I get it right. Is it true that Jokic has a thick accent in Serbian? Like a country accent?
Yeah, he has a northern Serbian accent, I would say. Very, very common for Sombor and cities around Sombor, which is quite funny, really. We really enjoy listening to his interviews because it's funny even when he doesn't say anything funny. Really cool.
But what's the equivalent of the northern Serbia accent? Is it like a southern
I think it's
US
Arkansas
accent?
Yeah, I think it's
Alabama or something.
That's what I was hoping for.
maybe strong Texan accent.
It's like if you were to imagine an American horseman.
American horseman.
I can imagine exactly what that would
Just
sound
a
like.
Texas rancher.
All right, well, we have to get into some Vlatko Cancar questions here. So I want to ask you were you impressed watching Vlatko at the Olympics? He played a completely different role. I think he was the second or third best player on that team. Were you impressed and or surprised by how he performed?
No, I wasn't surprised because in the past you had Goran Dragic and Luka as the main guys, and now that Goran is out of the team because he's too old now for that. Now you have the trio of Doncic, you have Vlatko, and you have a guy called Mike Toby, who is
one of those doesn't fit.
Interesting thing about him, he is as Slovenian as the Nuggets legend Anthony Randolph, who is the European champion in Slovenia in 2017.
It's a Nuggets pipeline to Slovenia. It's amazing.
It's either Nigeria or Slovenia,
just
one of the two.
funneling them, that direction.
Yeah, that's right. And I have a little game of over-under for you guys.
Whoa.
This
This is off the rails.
Not
Go for
Take
it.
the rundown, throw it out.
I will tell you one thing. Vlatko was quite efficient on these Olympics. He played in all 6 games, averaging 28 minutes, which is quite a lot for a 40-minute game.
Yeah.
For instance, only Luka had more, and he had like 33, so only 5 more. But his shot averages were quite good. And I will set you over-under for his shooting at 55, 45, 90.
Are you
Over or under.
at the Olympics, or are you saying this coming season?
At the Olympics.
yes.
So here's the thing: is this is usually over under is like we'll play a game to predict the future. He's quizzing us on the past. I'm gonna guess over based on the fact that you're asking this question.
I'm going to guess over as well.
You know what? I'm going to go under. I think he's wily. This
He's
This
definitely
He
Wow.
came
wild.
prepared today.
You know,
Under,
Eric
over,
is
under.
as old as I am, so he is the wise one. But unfortunately, it's over.
what the age?
Oh, I knew that because I also watched the Olympics.
Yeah, 58, 48, 93 splits. So take that, Michael Porter Jr.
He was the Michael Porter Jr. of the Slovenian.
Who's the
national
best
team.
shooter on the Nuggets?
This is a real question I have though, because one of this is Vlatko's last year under contract, and I'm going to ask you in a second whether you think he'll be back. But we saw how good he was in the Olympics. Do you think Vlatko? He's not playing, or he hasn't so far been part of the rotation. If he were to go back to Europe, what kind of player would he be? Would he be a star? Would he be a superstar? Like how good do you think he would be if he went back to Europe?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because he wouldn't have a Luka next to him
Right.
to create all of those open shots. But Vlad would be like top 25 player in EuroLeague if he came back, for sure.
Okay. So I'm always interested that by players. I always say I was disappointed in some of the great European players that would never want to come over and rather be a
Yep.
star. But this is the opposite, where Vlatko could probably be a star out there, and he's like, no, I'd rather try to make it, try to chase the top league, which is really cool. What part of Vlatko's game do you think the Nuggets could use the most?
Well, shooting apparently. But all kidding aside, Vlatko is really a complete player. He is now at his age 24. So it's really a make or break season for him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he will come back to the NBA next season if he doesn't sign another contract with Denver, to be honest, because not a lot of teams can see him really play
Right.
and assign him based on that. But I would say, if you would make a packing order for the power forwards for the next season in the Nuggets, he's not in the rotation. But if somebody gets hurt, I would easily see him be like the 4th big guy in the rotation, even before Zeke Nagy.
Well, that was one of my questions, was for you personally, Zeke or Vlatko. But it sounds like, we haven't seen a lot of Zeke, and our most recent was like the worst you could possibly imagine.
Bad taste in the mouth.
Really bad taste. But how confident are you that you would rather have Vlatko ahead of Zeke Nagy on day one?
Well, you see, it's a complex thing, because I would love to see Zeke in front of Vlatko, because Zeke is 4 years younger.
Right,
And he has a
right.
theoretical higher ceiling than Vlatko. But if we're looking at the pure skill right now, I would reckon that Vlatko has a higher skill now, and knowing how much Michael Malone likes to hang out with his veterans, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a nod before Zeke Nagy this season.
Okay. I have a feeling too. I'm high on Vlatko. I like Vlatko. Yeah. I don't know where he breaks into the rotation. So speaking of breaking into the rotation, let me give you a few over-unders, predictive ones. I'm not quizzing you on the past here, putting you on the spot. No, 100 points scored this season. He has 102 career points. Will he double it and get 100 points this season?
Okay, I have some notes. Can I use them?
You did way too much research for this segment.
Yeah, no scratch.
too much.
No scratch paper used for an interview.
Yeah, way too much. Well, okay. So, last season he had 11 points per 36 minutes. But he will not play 36 minutes in any games this season. I could be sure of that. So, I will go over. I will really go over, because, the season is so long, and yeah, I'll go over.
Yeah, already starting off with some, questionable health, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Health and safety
I didn't
protocols
want
might
to,
creep
I
into the
didn't
front
want
court.
to mention that. You mentioned it.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
He has to score one basket in about half the games.
What if he plays 36 minutes though?
I know I'm waiting for it. I can't wait. I'm going to clip this and throw it right back in his face.
I didn't have my scratch paper.
Let me
I have
ask you
no
this
idea.
one. Over or under 0.5 starts for Vlatko Cancar?
Oh, over. Easy over. And it will be an away game in Utah.
He's ready for another 7. I'm all for it.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite thing about a predictive show is one where you just say what happened in the past though that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
It's definitely happening again. Yeah.
Like that game didn't take the perfect circumstances and
We
situations
do
to
know
happen.
he will play a big role as a 7 in Utah. That's one thing we'd be sure of.
Well, what about this? Was my last one for you on Vlatko. 14 points in a game. That's his career high, 14. Is he going to set a new career high this season?
Yes, he will. He will. And I will explain how. This is my half court heave about Vlatko for this season. Okay.
Highland
So yeah. So this is let me find it. Okay.
He's
Here
finding
it is.
his notes.
My half court heave
Sifting through the
is that Vlatko will make an accidental game winner in a game Denver is going to try to lose, and at the very end of the regular season. And that's only because Vlatko is not wired for tanking purposes.
That's a 66-yard field goal at the end of the game.
That's a 66-yard field goal from a different stadium.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's definitely going to be against the Blazers too. Like obviously.
I can't wait for this to
I
happen.
love that Vlatko is not wired to tank.
Yeah. Just doesn't even know what that word means.
Not wired to tank. Yeah.
That's what he says. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Miroslav, you always bring the heat, man. We appreciate it. We are now fully prepared for Vlatko Cancar Season 3. Thank you so much, buddy.
See you.
Let's get very bold here. Do 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 do. How can he get bold? Like Vlatko's like inherently not a bold prediction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was so challenging.
What we're doing. I'm going first this time, guys. I'm going first. He's gonna catch a body.
What?
Vlatko Cancar. You guys heard the word? We already know he's gotten like swole.
Well, hold on.
Swole AF, but he slimmed down. He did the Gary Harris thing where he got really big. He's like, okay, I tried that out. Now he's retained the strength. I'm just guessing here. Retained the
He
strength.
looked pretty big at training camp still.
Well, he says he's down quite a bit of weight. I think he's more. I've heard he looks really quick. He looks
Yeah.
really light on his feet. So this is the year. I think he catches a body, and I hope it's LeBron James.
Lost a lot of weight, but retained the strength is peak training camp bullshit. What does that even mean?
He lost 20 pounds, but he's somehow
I
stronger.
think he's even stronger.
I think it's more likely that he catches a body in like it's somebody that's jumping from a burning building.
Yeah, like Jokic falls from a
like he's like a firefighter.
Wow.
Like he's able to he helps. It's like a helpful.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know,
He's
Yeah.
like
always in the right place at the right
yeah,
time.
like
Very
he's walking
dependable.
by. Wow, there's a body.
Hey,
Yeah.
look,
He
his
catches,
joke might
so
have
that-
started with suicide or
No,
imminent death.
no.
but
It
it
was
ended with
survival.
saving, yeah.
It didn't start with suicide.
Oh my god! I know which bold prediction I want to come true more than the rest by a lot now. Vlatko he's on 9 News. He caught a body.
This
like-
random Denver citizen caught this body
It's just
falling
Eric
out of a
jumping
burning
out of-
window.
And the guy, and then it's like they interview the person, and underneath it says body. Eric Wedum, body that was caught by
Body catcher.
All right, Wind, get bolder than catching a literal body.
That's gonna be
from a
tough.
building. Get bolder than that.
I think he's going to play most of his minutes at center. And I know he's slimmed down, but I still think center is where Denver's like shallowest on its depth chart.
Sure.
So I think if he's going to get minutes, it will be at the center position.
That's pretty bold. That's pretty
see that.
bold. Is he going to get minutes at center, or is that an if?
No, that's
So he's
So you
gonna
can say anything.
He's going to claim
If he
this
gets
correct.
minutes.
He's like, I was right.
Yeah.
well. He's
If
going to
he got
play
minutes, he
whatever.
would have
He's
played.
going
Yeah.
to play like 200 minutes this year. I bet 101 of them come at center.
Vote. Give us a bold prediction here.
Vlatko Cancar reveals he's been photoshopping the pictures.
It is kind of believable how those pictures are so ridiculous.
And he
then
looks a little different in each of them.
every single time.
And don't get me wrong, he's jet. But also, I've seen Vlatko in person.
so true.
He doesn't look like that.
This is actually a great take.
I've seen him many times.
Vlatko does have the greatest, like, the photos, like he's
The picture in the bubble is an all-timer.
all-timer. That one where he was standing in front of the lake or the sea. I'm not really sure. I can't remember if it was the lake or the sea. And summer, you remember right after the Olympics, he's flexing, and you're like, my God, this guy's the perfect body.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's good. But
How does that come about? Like in a press conference or something?
yeah, that's true.
So you write a Players Tribune? why I started Photoshopping.
It's his exit interview, and he's blushing. And he
Yeah,
just goes,
I've
"I
been
must tell you."
holding on to this for 3 years.
You should have double
guys.
bold it here. You should have bold. You should have said he reveals it on the DNVR show. But he did not. Eric.
I think, and this is the most wishy-washy bold take of all time.
Love
it
it.
means
Those are
whatever
the
you want it
best
to mean.
kinds.
He plays a very important role
Okay.
at a big moment in the season. I don't know what that means. I can't wait to see what happens. It could be catching a body, literally from falling from a building. That's
Guys, what are
important.
the odds Eric is going to claim victory on this
Oh,
one?
100%.
And it's gonna
It's
be like,
so easy, man.
I'll be like, oh, that looked like a pretty big role. at a
Vodka's going to
big
be like
moment of the
waving a
season.
towel in the corner.
Yeah, I'll
and
be like,
some big
very
one.
important.
See?
Very
See?
important.
He's like, you guys always laugh at me, but I'm right about fucking everything.
it's going to be like, no, it's going to be like game 3 of the playoffs. It's 1-1. Denver's supposed to be win, but Jokic reveals he's tired because of the kid.
Yes.
And then a story's going to come out that's like, Vlatko actually came over and helped babysit for a while. And Eric's going to be like, that's the moment. Jokic told you.
You know
we
what?
won.
I'll put a finer point on this. I will put a finer point on this because
Please.
I can't take the criticism. What's going to happen is that the Denver Nuggets will be in a position late in the season where people are out. Jokic is hurt or resting. He's not hurt. And similar to the 7, Vlatko, a hero rises, and Vlatko shows to us that he's been able to. All right, fine. Screw you
Hero
guys.
rises.
Eric speaks in narratives. He really does.
Hero rises.
All right, we
That's
got bold.
perfect.
Hopefully, in the comments, you guys shared us your bold take. We are now going to exit the Vlatko portion of this and take it to behind the paywall, where DNVR members, if you sign up $5 a month, you get a free T-shirt. You get access to our premium content. Wind chimes. Nope. Where does he rank? And mailbag. We take mailbag questions
let's
behind the
do it.
paywall. We'll see you guys on the other side.